Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you how I crowdfunded 1 million ringgit in Malaysia to expand my business. So today is all about crowdfunding stuff. And I want to share this video is because before I crowdfunding, I really don't know how to crowdfund it. I have a lot of questions in my mind when I see people crowdfunded so successfully. They crowdfunded 1 million, 2 million, 5 millions, 10 millions. It's like so easy to get funded. But how to really get funded is always in my question before I go to crowdfunding. So one day when I saw Facebook, there is one competition. It's about crowdfunded. So I go and attend. But there is back in 2018, which I saw the competitions, but I'm very busy, so I eventually I give up. But in 2019, I start to go back to that competition again because they do it every single year. Then 2019, because that time is COVID, so our company is locked down, is facing challenge, and our country is locked down. So I have nothing to do, and I told myself, let's do it then. Let's focus crowdfunding stuff. So I try to focus because I have more free time. So I try to focus on joining these competitions. You gotta have that courage to ask for your friend, family to invest in you. There is one thing I learned from the competitions. So I really learned a lot during the competitions about crowdfunding, about businesses, and all this, about the point of view of investors, why they want to invest in you, something like that, and how to play the game. Then after I get the top 10, one of the judges asked me, why not you go and do the really crowdfunding? Actually, when I joined the competition, I never thought I would go and crowdfund it so fast because I want to gain the knowledge first, then I would try to go and crowdfund it. But when the judges encouraged me to go and crowdfund it, really crowdfund it, 1 million, 500,000, something like that. And I said, okay, why not? So I just go and crowdfunding. Then I go and do pitching, then I go and value my company, do the valuation for the company, and eventually I managed to crowdfund 1 million. And there is a lot of a lot of experience that I gained from this during crowdfunding. So I'm going to give you some insight about what I think about crowdfunding before you guys go and do crowdfunding. I think it's very interesting because why I go and do crowdfunding, right? It's because I come across that Jack Ma is really, when he started off his business, he got an investor invest to him about 20 million US dollar to start his business, and then that's why his business start to like really go until that big and successful nowadays because maybe he start off with this crowdfunded. So I think that the investments, we call it VC. Then I thought that okay, my business probably I think really needs some investment as well, because when someone invested in you, probably it means that your company only have value. You have to prove that your company has value. People only invest in you, right? So I think I got to find a way to let people start to invest in my business first. Then probably my business start to have value. That's why they need valuation before you go and really do the crowdfunding. And eventually I managed to value my company at about 7.5 millions. Then I distribute about 10%, 13%, I guess, to get that 1 million. And that is how we play the game, I believe. It's like it's a business game. So let's talk about how we play the business game then. is when you start to value a company at the first year and people start to really invest it in you, then you have that money. That money is for you to expand your business. So when you use the money to expand in the next 1 or 2 years, the investor expect your company start to gain the value by itself, which is, just now I said my valuation of my company is about 7.5 million. They expect your business can gain about 20 millions or 30 millions in the next 2-3 years, so that the money they invest, the share is to buy my company shares, right? The share they are holding might increase in value over time. That means the money they invested in you has some capital gain, so they start earning in paper. That is what they want to look at. So my job is to really try to expand my business so that I can increase the company value. And that's what I did now. I try to expand my business. And so that is what crowdfunding is. It's very fundamental. What I talk is very fundamental. Maybe we try to, in the next few videos, we try to really go in depth about it. But today I want to share about how to really crowdfund so much money for your business. How to really get your company some funding. First step, let's talk about how you get the fund. Is some people thought that he want to crowdfund or he want to get some investors. He just needs some idea, then they're going to present it. But when I start learning from the competitions, the investors really not really looking at just your idea, because everybody in the world has idea, right? Literally everybody can have idea. So what they want to see is your traction. Do you have traction in your business? How long have you been in your business? What is your customer base or your users of your apps or your websites or your products? How many customers have you built? There is what they want to see. Or in the last 1 or 2 years, how many sales have you gained? You at least have some tractions to justify that you are doing that particular business, or your idea is going on. There is what the investor want to see, I believe. And secondly, let's talk about the one that I always don't know. Like, all right, I'm doing my business. I'm doing my business now, 2, 3 years, 4 years. But how can I get investor? How to meet them? It's what always curious me, which is how can we really get to meet those people, right? They have the money, I know. How do we really go and meet them? So this is one of my questions. So here I can answer your question is, you gotta get exposure, you gotta find it, that's it. And how do you find it? It's like, all right, now I know. I attend the competitions. You see, investors are also looking for company to invest, because their job is actually to find businesses to invest. So they got to have exposure as well. For example, you can like me, you can try and search for the company to join the competitions, and you also can go and Google them, the angel investor or crowdfunding company. Then you probably can see some of the companies which suggest by Facebook. And in like in my country, there is about 10 crowdfunding company which is legal. And so you gotta do your due diligence. You go and find in your Google, go and type in crowdfunding company in your country. Then probably they will suggest for you. Then you could go and study them. So they are, but of course, when you search for a crowdfunding company, it doesn't really mean that you will find investors, because crowdfunding is actually is about you really got to find an investor by yourself, because crowdfunding is very different from VC. VC is they hold the money, they have the power to invest in you, But for crowdfunded, probably is you ask the money from your family, your friends, and but of course, when you engage the crowdfunding company, they really will help you in getting exposure. Probably they already have some investors base or contacts, so they will show you the investor as well. Because crowdfunding company, what they earn is they want to earn first their exposure, second they want to help their angels to get business to invest, and the third is they want to help you to get as much money as possible, because you're gonna pay them their charges, their service charge, maybe probably about 8 to 13%. So of course they're gonna help you to gain as much money as possible. So crowdfunding is actually about doing it yourself, and mostly because you really got to find your friends to invest in you. And there's what I did. The third thing is you got to have the knowledge. You got to learn it. A lot of time, I don't know a lot of stuff for this kind of crowdfunding or VC. One thing I learned, very important, is regarding your company ownership. The investor won't invest to your company if your ownership with your partners is about 50-50. They want your company have someone who has the power to lead the company and has the great ownership and has the great power to work the company. So probably about if your partner is about 30% and you hold about 70 to 80%, they hold 20 to 30%, then that is your company is qualified to get investor in. They probably are interested in your company, or maybe you earn 100%. Is good that this is very important. So I actually own 100% of the company. That's why I can very easily to dilute my shares to the investors. So this is one thing you got to look at it as well. And this is in the perspective is you look at the perspective of investor, right? They looking at your company, they want to invest to your company if you have about 100% ownerships. But let's go back to your own self, which as an entrepreneur, you don't want your company to really dilute so much about the ownership in terms of ownership, right? So what you're gonna do is you really have to try to do the right valuation for the company, and you got to control how much shares you want to dilute, so that in order to gain the fund that you need, but you won't lose your authority as well, your power in the company as well. But of course, investors don't want to grab as much shares for themselves, because they know that if they grab more than 50%, you probably not really interested to work hard for the company, isn't it? So they want you to work hard to generate sales, to gain tractions, to gain value for your company. So they won't invest that much as well. What you really need to do is really talk about this with your partners, because probably sometimes when we partnering to do some business, probably they want the same ownership as you or the same power extent as you. But no, investors don't like this. If you really distribute 50-50, 60-40, you need to at least have 70 or 80% in your company ownerships if you really want to do the right way, I would say. And before you leave, perhaps hit the subscribe buttons and give me some thumbs up by giving me a like. And thank you.